for our annual 2022 Summer Youth Employment Kickoff. Young people, we would like you to move in closer. Everybody who's on the periphery, come closer. Come in a little closer. Thank you. It's wonderful to see all of you back in person. This is our second year returning to in-person programming. Everybody is ready to be back outside, ready to get to work, get these life skills so we can get this competitive edge in the 21st century workforce. So I would like to introduce our staff. We have Ms. Tiffany Morris, who's our summer program director, and she's also the program director of our gun violence prevention initiative. And we have our esteemed leader, our executive director, Mrs. Debbie Burrell Butler. So we're looking forward to welcome you all back to your work sites to get some good experience this summer. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna learn, we're gonna incorporate mental health and wellness and self-care. So we're ready to go. So with further ado, Ms. Butler.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are we doing today? Good. Great. How are we doing today? Good. Okay. Because I know you was excited to go through this whole tedious process. And so when we're here at the point where we need to show excitement, we need to let everyone know that getting to this journey today, standing outside in this beautiful sun heat, did not happen overnight. So, as LB said, my name is Debbie Burrell Butler. I'm the Executive Director for the Mount Vernon Youth Bureau. And I'm just really great and appreciating the fact that we are outside, actually seeing real people. During the pandemic for 2 years, we know that work experience was something that we need to continue to do, but it was really new and was really different doing this on Zoom. And so I know, as excited I am, you're probably 10 times more excited to not only go outside and work and earn, but actually build the foundation that you will need like today, which is like a springboard into your career future. So, as we gather here today to celebrate the young men and young women here today working this summer, the process started in March, where application was made available. You had to return them within a given time. You had to do interviews and attend multiple orientation. I'm here to tell you there's more orientation on its way to come, so don't think that is over yet, right? And so you have more paperwork to complete. You have to come and pick up your work assignment. But that's all good, because that is also part of growing up and becoming accountable, responsible young people, okay? So with that, just that alone, the process was started in March and you're here today, I think our young people need a round of applause. But just know that today would not be possible if it wasn't for the following elected officials and partners that are here with us today, some of which are not, and they made it feasible for you to be here, because if it wasn't for their partnership, then pretty much everyone here would have been volunteering. I'm not sure I would have such a large number if it was going to be all volunteer for 6 weeks. And so because of the partnership and our elected official that I'm about to give a nice shout out to, they invested in you, in us, our vision, and it brought us and you here today. All right, so when I finish calling out the name, just please at the end give a round of applause. As I said, some are not here today, but it's live stream, so they will see it on TV. Governor Kathy Hochul, Assemblyman Gary Pretlow, County Executive George Latimer, Mayor Sean Patterson Howard, Dr. Damia Harris Madden and her team, Executive Director of the Westchester Putnam Workforce Board, Tom Kleiner, and his team, County Legislator Tyree Woodson, Samuel and David Tubiolo, and the entire Mount Vernon City Council members. Can you please give them a round of applause? A lot of time, we're so engulfed with the negative news, we tend to oversee or overlook the good things that's taking place within our own city. And this is something that is amazingly happening in our city. So just as much as we give the negative all that energy, I want to make sure that you guys are putting the positive energy and giving it all that it needs to be about today hiring 200 plus kids for the summer. So, a lot of times you don't understand the back work that takes place because we don't put it on Front Street. And the work sites are a huge partner for the Youth Bureau because we could have the youth and we could have the money, but if we don't have the place to provide to you to get that transferable skills, then it wouldn't work. So it's a three-part: money, the youth, the family, you, and the partnership from the outside and the community. So some of the work sites are here, some off, but even though you don't know who they are, just please give them a round of applause as well. And last but not least, because I know it's hot, right? There's a few of my staff standing behind me. Just raise your hand. My staff, they're shy. They're shy, y'all. Just raise their hand. And the reason why I'm doing that and shouting them out, and I save the best for last, is because they work tirelessly, long hours. And you know, some of you parents, you know you reach them sometime past 4:30, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, emails being answered, phone calls, and we work on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. So I'm going to personally give my staff that I have the pleasure of overseeing a round of applause, and please join me in doing so. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, before I turn it over to my mayor, I'm going to have LB comes back to the podium and introduce two of our parents who are here today to attest the reason and the importance of getting a summer job, and there are parents of youth who are working this summer. LB?
So we want to give a warm welcome to Mr. Courtney Allen. His family has been a part of the Youth Bureau for several years now, and he always shows up and shows out for the young people of Mount Vernon. So welcome, Mr. Allen.
Thank you, Lauren. Good morning, Mount Vernon.
Good morning.
Good morning to the 2022 Mount Vernon Youth New Hires. Let's give them a round of applause. I've been living in Mount Vernon for about 25 years now. I have 3 kids. My oldest is 22, my youngest is 15. All 3 of them, glad to say, have been employed by Mount Vernon Youth, so it's a wonderful experience. To my young people, to my young prince and princesses, you guys are the future. This right here is a stepping stone of what's going to happen going forward. I know your parents are very proud of you, and we're proud of you also. Your parents are probably proud because you're not going to ask them for money in about 3 weeks or so. You guys are the future. You guys are amazing. You have to understand that. You are prince and princesses. You understand that. You come from royalty. Let's not forget that. I want you guys to enjoy the summer. I don't want you on the streets. The streets are no good. Please, leave that stuff alone. That will stay with you for the rest of your life. And already we are at a total disadvantage. Okay, this is a stepping stone. Enjoy your summer, make some new friends, make some contacts, and God bless you guys.
Yes, definitely. We want you to have fun, but most of all, be safe this summer. Okay? So, without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to the CEO of this city. No? Another parent? No? She said no. Okay. Brief intermission. I would like to introduce you to the mayor of this city, Howard-Peterson.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. See, courtesy is the first thing that we need to learn. Because when you walk on your jobs on the first day and someone says good morning to you, you should say good morning back, right? That's some of the basic things that we learn. When I wake up in the morning, if I walked in the room and my mother said good morning, and I didn't say good morning, she said, did I sleep with you last night? No, I did not. So good morning. And that's old school, but it's some of the basic things that we must tell our young people in order for you to be successful. We have forgotten some of the basic courtesies, the basics of professionalism, the basics of dress, the basics of getting places on time. You know, we're not coming to work with furry slippers. We're not coming to work looking dusty. We're coming to work lotioned and dressed properly and ironed, right? These are basics. These are basics. These are the basics. And in love, we have to get back to the basics and speak to our young people about the basics, because this is how we're going to help you win. And so here in Mount Vernon, I am proud to say that this summer, through our youth employment programs, we will be employing over 200 young people. Over 200 young people. Some might say, well, that's nothing. Well, you know, it could be nothing, but you're 200 that made it. So congratulations to you. Everyone here will be making anywhere between $15 to $17 an hour, right? So you're making minimum wage and above. Give a hand clap to that. Everyone will be making at least $1,800 by the end of the summer over these 6 weeks, unless you don't show up for work. When I went to college, this is one of the things that they said to me. They said, look to your left and look to your right. By the end of this first semester, and definitely by the end of the year, one of these people to your left or your right won't be here any longer, because they will have failed to take advantage of the opportunity given to them. So I'm going to say to you, look to your left, look to your right. If you're standing next to a friend, make sure that both you and your friend make it to the end of the summer, because you've shown up for work. Oh, come on over. Come on. Come stand with us on these steps, Dave. Dave, come. Team, recruit. Come on. Come on. Some on this side, some on this side. Split up, you know. Each side, split up. Some are going to go there and some are going to stop here. Just split yourselves in half. You know how to do it. And I asked them to come up because I want to give a round of applause, because every one of these probationary police officers standing before you are Mount Vernonites. They're representative of our community. They've walked the same streets that you've walked, and they've overcome many of the same challenges. And as I said yesterday, and they gave presentations, some of them talked about getting kicked out of school, running into challenges, dealing with group homes, but then they got on the right track and did the right things, and they are standing here now to serve our community. So let's give them a round of applause. And every single one of them talked about how excited they were, because it would give them an opportunity to interact with the young people in our community, to be an example, to be a role model, and to help you on your way. And so probably most of you here are not going to be old enough to take the police exam, but start thinking about the Mount Vernon Police Academy program with our Detective Dave Clark, and, you know, looking into some of the opportunities that they have available, because it is a career path. And after about 5 years, you're making over $100,000 or a little bit quicker than that. Right. So it is a real career path. You got to be in it to win it. So like we said, you are over 200 young people who are getting summer jobs. There were so many more that applied that are not here. A, they didn't get their paperwork in. B, they didn't follow up. C, their parents didn't want to give up basic information that they needed to get a job. D, they didn't show up. They didn't respond to the phone calls, the emails, the letters that were sent out. So congratulations to each of you and the parents for following up. This is not a hookup because who you know and who you're related to, because we see that on, oh, I'm not even going to have my kid apply because we know it's about a hookup. It's not about a hookup. It's about the fact that you followed up and you followed through and you're standing here right now. And so you're going to have 6 weeks of work. Your first week, the 5th through the 8th, you're going to go through boot camp because it's not just about the work experience. Getting a job is easy. Keeping a job is hard. Getting a job is easy. Keeping a job and getting promoted on your job is the difficult part. And so during the first week, you're going to go through an employment boot camp where we're going to work with you around financial literacy so you know how to spend your money and not just floss with it, so it could last you for a little bit longer than the 6 weeks that you're working. We're going to work with you around resume writing and interviewing, so as you continue to go forward after getting this experience, then you can look for other jobs as well. We're going to work with you around soft skills, communicating, eye contact, body language, time management, team building, learning how to get along on your job and working with people who you may not like, because that's the reality. We all have to do it every day, right? And so it's not about if you like someone or that you don't like them or they like you or they don't like you. Don't allow any little petty beef to stand between you and your money. I'm going to say it again. Don't allow a petty beef to stand between you and your money. And as it was said, period, with a T. Because y'all understand that, right? So you're going to be working in everything from healthcare to government to office to entrepreneurship, different training programs. Some are going to be working out in the community, but there are different job opportunities. I want to give a shout out to Jahi Davenport, who's not here right now, but he will be starting on Monday, full-time for the city of Mount Vernon, making quite good money. I'm not going to give you just his salary, but it's around that 50 range, over $25 an hour, okay? And so those are the opportunities that you can be afforded, because he started out in summer youth employment. He did well. He came back during breaks. He volunteered. He gave time. He continued to show his commitment. He showed up. He interviewed. He went to school. He perfected his skill and his craft. And now he is going to be part of the city's communications team at 21. At 21. That's a nice little thing to come straight out of school with and get hired. I didn't make that at 21, but he will be making that at 21. And we could adjust it for inflation. I still wasn't making what he's going to be making. And Tim is shaking his head. So that's all we want you to do. We want you to stay focused. We want you to be diligent. We want you to be professional. If you are having a challenge on your job, and you don't know how to navigate it, that's when you come back and speak to this incredible Youth Bureau staff behind me. Can we get another round of applause for them? Because they will serve as job coaches and they will help you figure it out and get through. We don't want anyone to lose their jobs. You will lose your job if you are chronically late, if you are absent, if you have a nasty attitude, if you are unprofessional, and if you do not do your job. You will not make it through the end of the summer, because that is not our obligation. Our only obligation was to afford you the opportunity to get a job, and now it is your responsibility and your obligation to fulfill your duties and get through it. And so parents, to my parents, I love you. My daughter is 30, but the one thing I've never done is called her job for her. Parents, resist the temptation to call and speak to the staff of the Youth Bureau. I think every one of your kids has a smartphone, and allow them to do smart things with the smartphone. And if they are legitimately going to be late, they should not, if they're supposed to be at work at 9, they should not be calling at 9:15 to say they're going to be late. They should call at 8 to say, I am running a little late and I need to let you know that in advance. Calling 15 minutes after you were supposed to be there is not the call. You're late, right? You're late. Not showing up and then getting your parents to take you to urgent care later on to find an excusable absence. Parents, that's not integrity. Let's not teach our kids how to game the system, because it will come back to them later. We've had some people that, we've had to deal with who unfortunately their parents and their family always kind of intervened and interfered, and they get to a certain age where your family can't intervene and interfere, and then they fall apart and don't know how to handle it when they have to handle it on their own. So parents, please work with our staff to teach and to coach your children how to manage, how to be responsible, and how to communicate on their own behalf, and be honest in that communication. Because character is what you do and who you are when no one's watching. Right? And so that's very important. Character is important. Character is important. Use this summer as an opportunity to build character, to build credentials, to develop competencies, which are skills, to learn about commitment, and have the courage to do the right thing, even if your friends are wilding out and not doing the right thing. Do not stay up on social media, on games, chilling out and puffing. And you can't get up early. Do not show up to work smelling like weed. I don't care if it's legal. None of y'all are of legal age. Don't do it. Don't take... I'm going to keep it real. We're going to keep it real so it doesn't have to go wrong. Right? People might say, this is not uplifting, but, sometimes we're so uplifting, and you're in a generation that everyone got a trophy because you showed up. But, youth sports does not translate into work. What you learn in youth sports is teamwork, commitment, dedication, focus, honor. Those things translate into work. And so if you show up late to practice, you got to run laps, you got to do push-ups, you get some punishment, you might get benched and not put in the game. Right? So the same thing with work. If you don't show up, if you don't perform at the level you're supposed to perform, if you don't work and get along with your colleagues, you're going to get pulled. It won't be personal. It's a personnel issue, not a personal issue. And so we just taking out this time to say some of these things because we do love you and because we do care. And some things you may not hear from others, but you're going to hear it from us, even if you get mad. I'd rather you get mad at me and win in the end and be successful than me to smile at you and tell you a soft lie instead of the hard truth. And so the hard truth is that we want you to win. The hard truth is that we are here to help you win. And the hard truth is that our team will work as hard as you are willing to work, but not harder than you are willing to work for yourself. And so with that, I want to say congratulations to each of you. Congratulations and thank you to our incredible Youth Bureau staff and parents. Most success in helping them to get up, have them set those alarms, lay out your clothes the night before, do what you got to do. And I promise you, and I'm going to say to those who are watching on social media, there are a lot of jobs still in Mount Vernon. The only jobs are not through what you get through the Youth Bureau. King Southern Delight is hiring on 3rd Street. Retro Diner in Fleetwood is hiring. Maggie's is hiring. The Bayou, they're hiring. There are a lot of places hiring. But the challenge is people want a job, but they don't want to work. And so there are a lot of places that if you just walk in, they are looking. They have help, wanted, needs. They need people to help. And so some of you are only going to work until 2 or 3 or whatever time it is that you're working to. If other people don't get on their hustle and their grind, you get in on yours and go and get you an afternoon or evening job if you can. But it might be past what your work limits are depending on your work papers. It's the summer, so you're good. So in the summer, you can work many hours you want and make as much money as you want. And so feel free. If you get off your job during the day and you have a second job, then more power to you. Take advantage of what other people are forfeiting and leaving on the table. All right? Get that money. Get that cash, secure the bag, get the guap, do what you got to do, all right? Take care, everyone, and have a great summer. We'll see you around.
Let's hear it up for our mayor. At this time, before I introduce the City Council President, I would like to introduce one of my board members, Dr. Malik Small, who will just bring you some brief greetings.
Good morning, Mount Vernon. That's kind of weak. Good morning, Mount Vernon.
Good morning.
So I'm going to resonate just some of the sentiments of our illustrious mayor, and proper salutations having already been established. It's a pleasure and an honor to stand here in front of our young people. If you have a job this summer, young people, stand up. You not working? Stand up. So, you gotta have a seat. I just want to look you in your face. I know who I'm talking to. Right? First of all, on time is not on time. 15 minutes early is on time. Say it. 15 minutes early is on time. The man or woman who don't work don't eat. Repeat after me. The man or woman who don't work don't eat. Right? So you are at the beginning of your professional careers. Right? I've held many jobs. I've worked for the Parks Department. I've worked in business and finance. I currently work as a principal. I'm a middle school principal. I've done it all. I've gotten multiple degrees, bachelor's, 2 masters. I got some law school. I got a doctorate. But again, thank you.
What hard work looks like.
We want you to look at us, right? Look at the people standing up here, and we want you to aspire to be more like us than the dope boy, right? Because each of us up here, we put that work in. And it doesn't mean that we're talking bad about the gangs and talking bad about those people who may be misguided, because they're working hard, but they're working hard for the wrong things, right? And they're not making money because fast money ain't real money, right? The money you work for is the money that you'll appreciate, right? Because when you get it quick, it don't mean much, right? So we want you to work hard, have integrity, appreciate, and develop a strong work ethic. I always tell my son, I have a son, he's 21, he'll be 22 this summer. I only told him 3 things that are important. Put God first. Put family first. Have a strong work ethic. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to break a sweat, right? And when you walk into the workplace, remember, if you work from 9 to 5, you're still on the job from 5 to 9, because wherever you're working, you still represent that place of employment even when you are not there. So begin to imagine the adult that you will be in a couple of years, right? Because you're going to be an adult, if you're blessed and lucky, a lot longer than you're going to be a young person, right? So what you do today will determine who you are tomorrow. But you can't figure out who you are tomorrow and get there if you don't first get there here first. In your mind, stand in the mirror, imagine the person you want to be, and get busy building that person intentionally. Nothing happens by mistake. It only happens intentionally. So don't be afraid to put the work in. Don't be afraid to meet new people and try new things, and ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions. And when you walk into whichever office or space that you're employed this summer, walk in with pride, put the shoulders back, stand up tall, pull up your pants, right? And walk in with pride and let them know you're not just here for today, but you expect a job tomorrow, okay? So again, congratulations. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I look forward to working with you this summer. And when I come see you, I'm gonna be asking you a lot of questions, right? So I look forward to our conversations. And again, every child that we have here today is a child that's not on the street. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Youth Bureau. Thank you to Mount Vernon Police Department for your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Malik Small. At this point, I would like to invite my City Council President, Derek Thompson.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. This is a great opportunity for everyone. I'd like to thank the Youth Bureau. Let's make some noise for the Youth Bureau. Because without them, many things for our youth in this environment would not be possible. So we have to give honor where honor is due. Let's clap it up for the parents, because you make it possible. You have given your children the opportunity to move forward. And that's what it's all about. So as parents, we have to be mindful of what we instill in our children, right? Look, once again, as parents, we have to be mindful of what we instill in our children, because we control the narrative. That means everything that's said and done in our lives, we control. So if we want to see great things, let's instill great things in our young people, because we are great because we desire to be great. So I want the children to understand, listen, we know you're going to be working, but this is your opportunity to ask questions while you're on the job, because most jobs after this, once you become an adult, you don't get to ask these kind of questions. You got to come on the job prepared and ready to work. But as you're working now, you're in an environment where you can learn to the best of your ability, ask as many questions as you can, acquire as much as you can, so you can be the best individual that you can be. And it's great to have some employment where you're making good money. And I say good money because if you're out on the streets, walking the streets, making that's not good money. This is good money because you're making money that you don't have to watch your backs for. You can walk proud to work and not have to look over your shoulder wondering who's trying to get you because you're trying to get their dollar. So this is good money. And as you get older, continue to make that good money. Continue to make good decisions. And as adults, let's learn how to talk to our young people. Have conversations with our young people. Uplift our young people. Don't talk down to them. Have a conversation. And as long as we uplift them and build them up and make them and tell them how to do the right things, they'll continue to be great, because we desire as a people to be great. So let's continue to be great together. God bless all of you.
Thank you. Now, at this time, okay. Oh, all right. Wait, before you get sworn in, because you're not officially City Hall workers until you get sworn in. And so right before that, I have a young man R. Rogers, who was, real quick, because he was also a youth that came through the Youth Bureau as well as myself. And so please give a round of applause.
Good morning, good morning. I just want to let all the young... Hello, y'all hear me?
There you go.
Okay, that's good. I just want to let the young people out here know that this is an opportunity. Like they said, I came through the Youth Bureau, and now I'm a sanitation foreman, 23 years on the job. And as the guys come in with us in our department, I let them know, you know, a job, to divide it between a job and outside or whatever. And now speaking to the kids, there's going to be a lot of influences, bad influence, good influences. Just do what you got to do, keep your head up, and just love your city. If you love your city, then everything else comes in place. And that goes from the top to the bottom. You have to love your city and love yourself and enjoy your summer.
So, without any further ado, I would like to introduce to you the City Clerk, Tanisha Walters, who's also a board member of the Youth Bureau. Yay, yay. And so she is going to take the time to make you guys official City Hall employees. And so I would like for everyone to stand up, or sitting, you stand up.
In the back,
Everybody up, stand up.
Manny. Yes, I'm
Don't
calling you
let the
out.
mayor call you out now.
I'm
That's not a good
I'm
thing.
that chick. I call people out. Stand up.
Hello, everyone. So before we start, I have to say congratulations to you all. I am a board member of the Youth Bureau Board of Directors, so I'm passionate about the youth. I want to let you know that today is such an important day for me. It's a professional and personal day. I want you to make sure you pay attention in the first week of class, right? That's where you're going to learn financial strategies, financial management. You're going to be making $1,800 for the summer. That's a lot of money. I want you to put aside some of that money, right? Of course you want to buy your new kicks, right? And the new dress, the latest wear. But ask your parent to take you to the bank, open a bank account, put away some of that money. That's the first step into financial independence, learning financial management. And you will get all of that through the first week of class, right? Where you learn financial literacy. So congratulations to you all. I am so proud of you. And let's get you sworn in so you can make this money. Okay, so you all raise your right hand. Thank you. So after you say I, you're going to repeat your name, okay? So I. Young people, you're being sworn in so you can start your job. So raise your right hand, please. Make sure you're raising your right hand, okay? So you're going to say I, then repeat your name. I. Repeat your name. Say your name. Say it loud and proud. Hereby solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the State of New York. The City Charter of Mount Vernon. And I will faithfully discharge the duties as community worker aide for the City of Mount Vernon according to the best of my ability. Congratulations, everyone.
So before you leave, you know we got to put this on our social media. For those of you who did not complete your photo release, you could go to the side. But for those of you who have, and we have them, I'm going to ask for you to please make your way to the steps. I know it's a lot of you guys, so we're going to use all of this. And Tim, is that right? Okay. And so at this point, please make your way to the steps so we can do a photo op. No, but I don't think you just have to say it, you know, 1 2 3. Okay.
Actually, everyone come, and after the picture, you will complete your photo release, and then we will put the picture up afterwards. So everyone who expects a check, come and do this picture. Thank you.